everyone. Welcome back. It is Monday night, evening, morning. Maybe it's a Wednesday on another platform. But today,
Good evening.
every time I say
Let me just
today,
throw Tom off real quick. It's tonight, but today.
but
Good, Tom.
today, uh, it is the Nerd On update, and we are talking about some things tonight. If you didn't click on the link, you saw some I think lame ass clickbaity titles, just like your favorite Hollywood trades. It's me and it's him, and we're here, and we don't
Yeah,
introduce each other, but we talk about the news that excites us, that makes us happy,
the juice
sad,
is
that's news
flowing.
to us. So maybe it's not even breaking news, but sometimes it's just news we have to cover because people look at me like I'm the comic book guy and I have to talk about all the MCU stuff because no one wants to talk about the DCU stuff anymore. Um, but
I'll talk about it.
eh. And second part of the show where you people who are watching, listening, putting us in the background, whatever it is, part of your drive, part of your work commute, you ask us questions in our live chat or through our Discord, and we'll talk about that as we get there. But before we get into all that, that nitty gritty, that meat and potatoes, that
hmm
meat and brotatoes, uh, we just chat up, catch up.
Yeah.
Corey,
Yes.
how was your weekend, my dude?
My weekend. What did I do this weekend? I did a lot, but I also don't. Maybe I didn't do a lot. I was recovering. I got the cold that Juniper had, so that was sweet, really cool. So I think I was just chilling on that life, trying not to get anyone else sick. I Let's see. I got to play some Magic games as I do on weekends, on Sunday night. And then I had a great purge and tore all my decks apart except for a special few that are just getting all the ripe meat off the bones from those right into there into the select. We're just condensing. We're condensing. We're strengthening. We're streamlining the deck process.
Which is
Uh,
for everyone at home listening, those might be music to Corey's ears, but his nails to the chalkboard to mine. Because it's not that I don't want Corey to have fun, but Corey is a little bit of in denial of how powerful his decks are relative to the table he's in, and it's mainly it's not, it's like the generation, right? I don't blame the sinner, I blame the
mhm.
sin, and
Sure.
it's because of the pod you play not in LA.
Yeah. Tom got a little insight in the green room about the pod I play with up north, and it is a no holds bar slugfest of just.
I mean,
It's tough. It's
they
tough. It's
this
a tough
sounds like
group.
they play with Black Nito.
Yeah, they
Like
could easily. Oh
they're
yeah.
like, he's like, Bland Destruction is not, I don't give a shit.
We
It's
don't
like,
do land destruction, but there's a lot of wheels. There's the Narset wheel is a famous combo in the pod, which is Narset says your opponents can't draw more than one card, so you play a wheel spell that says everyone discards their hand and draws 7, but lo and behold, your opponents can only draw
one.
1. Get rid of their whole hand. That is a normal combo. Infinite combo turns upon turns upon turns. Nexus of Fate being shuffled back into decks. Hate Bears stacks. That's what I deal with. So maybe I have like low key PTSD, and
That's fine.
I just bring it to the table where I go not thinking about it.
That's fine.
Um, I
Honesty
try.
is okay.
I try.
My
Tom keeps me
honesty
in check.
is I'm a hateful commander player. Like, I will destroy your commander without a second's hesitation, without
Mhm.
disregard if you play the game anymore. Because I've seen too many commander games where the commander is just brutal. I've seen
Mhm.
Wyleth, I've seen Stang,
Yeah.
and
That
I've
was
seen Zergo Helm Smasher, And we all know those are Gruul and Boros colors. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I will not be smacked for 40 damage. Like,
I think
I
Urza is
refuse.
my only commander you kill on sight. And Talion the Gitrog. Well, no, Neil did that mostly, but I think Urza is my only commander I really have that you're like, no, kill it. And
mean,
that's the right move. That's the right move. He makes like 7/7s every turn. And I got the tripler. I got the token tripler from the new set. So I'm very excited about that.
woof.
It's fun. But we played a game the other week where Tom very kindly, after the game, was like, Corey, I think that was the first 7 you've actually built.
Yeah, in definition, like when I was first playing, I was like, oh man, I made my zombie deck so powerful. I put like Cyclonic Rift and Swan Song in there. It's gonna be great. And then I played against an AC deck, a Simic AC landfall deck. And that shit rocked my world. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, I didn't do any upgrades. I was like, this is insane. And then they're like, this is a precon. I was like, I don't know what the level of power means anymore. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like
I don't know what it is, but yeah. So that was my weekend. It's a lot of condensing, a lot of putting rares back into binders that are no longer being used, and then swapping out some cards in other decks that I love too much. Like 6 Doctor has Old Gnawbone now, which I'm so excited about. 2 Old Gnaw. What's better than 1 Old Gnawbone? 2. So, there you have it. How was your weekend?
it was all right. You know what's funny? Corey, you're gonna be so mad at me actually.
Okay.
3 weeks ago, I thought to myself, I was like, oh man, I saw something on the internet and I was like, oh man, Corey told me about this. So I'm gonna spend that money, go support this thing, and try to go attend this thing. I bought the tickets without knowing, because I got 2 tickets, because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to go with this person or that person. I don't even know who I'm going to go with. I don't even know if I'm going to, I'm just going to buy tickets to go, and we'll see what happens. You know, it's kind of like a concert, I imagine. It's like, oh, I got tickets. Anyone wants to go with me?
Yeah.
But on Friday, I went to a mutual friend's poker night and lost $20 playing poker, which is fine, because it was like 5 cents a chip, right?
Yeah.
And then, 10 cents, 25, 50, a dollar. And I bought those tickets so far ago, and then like it never added to my calendar, so it never like showed up later on. I'm one of those guys, and I was like, it's not on my calendar, I don't know. And I was like, man, when is that event? Oh fuck, was that supposed to happen soon? Fuck. And look it up. It's the Saturday later. And it was the night before, and it was tickets to watch a in theater with the cast of Werewolves Within at the Vidiot's Theater last Friday, and I fucking missed it. I fucking bought the tickets and I missed it. And I fucking missed it because I was playing poker and I was like, fuck. It was one of those
like what, Josh Rubin and like
Milena Van Trube and I think Sam Richardson, they were all there.
Dude. First of all, why didn't you tell me about this?
I don't know. I just got the tickets on a whim. I was like, oh, let me go to the video.
And you were like, hey, Corey, there's tickets to go see this movie that you love dearly, and the whole cast is there. There's no, oh, Corey told me about this. Let me buy them in secret.
That was absolutely, I was like, oh, dude, I would have been like, Corey been like, hey, what are you doing Friday? We should go out. No excuses. And then Corey would have been no doubt, and then we would have went, and they're like, dude, check this out.
Oh, I would have been sick.
That would have been sick.
So sick.
Yeah. But like, that's, like, it's I hate saying this shit, but like when people are like, oh, Tom's really busy, I'm like, oh, I'm not that busy. I'm like, I hate this. Like tomorrow I have scheduled a friend call. Like I've scheduled a call with a friend just because I'm like, I can't. Like my evenings are insane. Like every waking moment of my life is something. Like, so to explain my weekend, like, so Friday was the poker night. Saturday I went to the Culver City Steps because the security guard at my office at work heard that I was like training for a marathon. So he's like, let's see how bad you really are going to the fucking stuff. I was like, all right, let me go. And then I went, and that shit was rainy as fuck in LA. Not snowy, so, thankful. But man, fucking went to Culver City Steps, and that shit was crazy. And then head back, and then hung out with some friends, and we watched Entourage all day. and then went to eat at Foxy's. And then Sunday was
Love Foxes.
working out and doing martial arts, and I was pooped and tired and exhausted. And then I went to go watch ISS in theaters because I was like, I need to just do something for myself, get out of the
Sure.
house. That's like hanging out with friends, doing martial arts, exercising, doing all these things are like are all productive. I'm taking investments in myself and the relationships I care about.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like, can I just do something that's a little like going to a movie by myself is like now becoming my guilt pleasure or my guilty pleasure. I'm like, how is going to a movie a
First of all,
guilty
I
pleasure?
love going to movies by myself.
It's
Do it
crazy
very
that
often.
like that's a guilty pleasure. I'm like that should be like a fun thing you just do for yourself. It's like no, I kind of have to like I have to go. Like I have to just be alone in a theater
I
and
better
just
not
watch
tell
a
anyone
movie.
because they'll be like, "Dude, was trying to hang out with you, and you went to a movie by yourself." You're like,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I'm like oh fuck.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing like the gym thing, right? Everyone's like, oh, let's go to the gym. It's like I love you, my man, but I sometimes need to just go to the gym by myself.
Yeah.
But
get
then yeah, a lot
go to
of
the gym.
brewing, a lot of deck brewing. Like, and this is the thing where it's like I like the more decks you have and the more things you start building for decks, and then when you start phasing out the decks, you're like, I need to put some reins on this.
Yeah.
And I have my Tomb Raider deck can technically play, but it is the wimpiest, stupidest, like not real teamer value deck. Like I didn't realize how teamer plays, and I'm like, I hate teamer. Teamer's
Do you?
stupid because it's
Oh, did
like
you think it would just be Simic with red? It's
because
not.
I still haven't figured out how to play a true 3-color deck without being like, it's Grixis, it's mainly Dimir with a little red. You know, like I don't truly
Oh
play
yeah, because
Grixis.
you're running blue.
Yeah, but
You're
then
running
with
blue red. Grixis.
yeah, but then with Teamer, it's just like, okay, so you use the draw of red so you could discard and get the hasty stuff, but then you use the green to bring it back, and then the blue to do the artifact stuff. And I'm like, I
Kind of. Not really. I mean, depends on who you're building, right?
So the March of the Machines commander, who's Teamer,
Oh,
is
the
exactly,
artifact one.
yeah, he's exactly like that. And I'm like, I hate this. The Ragavan
didn't
and
enjoy that either.
Rashmi one is way better.
Yeah.
50,000 times better.
Artifacts and Teamer is not a thing, and they were trying to support that, and I don't think it worked.
Tomb Raider is exactly that. When she attacks, bring a legendary land or an artifact from your grave to the battlefield. I'm like, this is stupid. Like, do you want to be extra combats or do you want to be recursion-y legend? What legendary lands am I going to be throwing into the bin? I'm like, oh, I have to draw and discard them. Then I'm like,
Legendary lands. Yeah, she's weird.
and then like I'm like, oh, if I use like ramp spells that make me sack lands, I'm like, but then why would that? But you know what I mean? I was like, how? I'm like, it's hard to build this deck.
Yeah. Teamer is it can be incredibly good. I mean, Miram was Teamer.
Again, the Ragavan Rishmi is like, oh, I can actually really play this deck because it's every time I cast a spell, exile the top card of a target opponent's library. I can play it if for free if its mana value is less than how many artifacts I have on the field. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I just use red, make treasures,
Teamer-
leave the treasures around, and then just play everything on top of people's decks for free. I'm like, this is kind of fun.
Teamer like spell slinging or creatures is more fun. Like Animar, Soul of the what is it? Soul of the Elements, the one that it gets 1/1 counters whenever you cast a creature, and then your creatures cost 1 less for every 1/1 counter on it. There was also Maelstrom Wanderer, which is what Joe's running right now. Omnath. There's a Teamer Omnath. I mean, the big creature stuff it gets nuts, right? Because now you're casting these like red expensive creatures are nuts because if you ever get there in red, it's amazing. So just put those in a Teamer deck and suddenly you're ramping and you're getting there. And like these red big ass creatures you should not be casting by turn 4 or 5 and you are hitting the battlefield. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But artifacts, no thanks.
Yeah.
Pass.
So
Save that for Esper or Azorius
or just mono blue.
or mono blue.
I would do mono blue artifacts if that's how I was going to be like, okay.
Esper deck.
All right, we got to get into the news.
Yeah,
That was
sorry.
all our weekend. Shout out to Ethan Who, T Dog, Black Diablo Mamba in the chat. How was your guys' weekends? Tell us how it is in the chat, and we'll go off with the news. Corey, do you want you or me to start?
I can start because mine's just more generic-y, telling people about what I saw, and a few shout-outs for Magic the Gathering. Look, we're still talking about it, guys. We're still here. Because I feel like I was just here talking about Ravnica Remastered, and now we're here talking about the next set, Murders of Karlov Manor, and the very slightly confusing Ravnica Clue Edition. So there were some spoilers today, and I'll be honest, Murders of Karlov Manor had some okay cards, nothing that really excited me, but the Clue Edition has just some absolute bangers that are coming out. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Even looking into it and Googling it, it is a set that is coming out alongside it's like a universes with Beyond, but it's also coinciding with the Murders of Karlov Manor set because it's in Ravnica. So I don't think it's its own thing, but it also is its own thing, if that makes any sense. You have to buy specific packs for it. They'll have a premium on it, I'm sure. But I have a few shout out cards that are coming out. You're going to get things like Commander Mustard or kind of, it's not Professor Plum, but it's called Mastermind Plum, Emissary Green. So you're getting the main characters from Clue. But here's just a couple that Tom's going to pull up here for you guys, so you can see it. And Tom, I think you'll really dig this first one. Coming out in the Clue set, it is Lonis, Lonis, Genetics Expert, Snake Detective. It has evolved. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on Lotus, investigate that many times. Investigate creating a clue that many times. Whenever you sack a clue, put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. So this is classic Simic counters bullshit, but also with artifacts. Here's how you do green blue with artifacts. It's clues that turn into 1/1 counters, and clues draw you cards. It's stupid. The next card that Tom, what do you think of this one?
What, Lonus?
A snake elf detective. Yeah.
I like the flavor. I like the flavor.
Yeah.
Again, I don't
it's a
play
detective.
green and blue a lot. I don't play Simic a lot, but I'm interested. I am getting tempted by the power of it. You know what I mean? Like the soul tie in me is coming out because I'm just like power at all costs. So yeah,
Anytime you sack it. That's treasures, that's clues. Anytime you sack an artifact, put a 1/1 counter.
I mean, yeah, and then you just put Academy Manufacturer in there, and you're just like, okay, we're gravy.
Here's how you run artifacts with Team, where you run this guy and Dockside Extortionist. You create 40 treasures, you sack them all, you put all your counters on something, you swing in. All right, next card, Tom. This is to get you that a little Izzet, but Grixis maybe love here. It's Corporeal Projection from the Clue set. Corporeal Projection. It is a sorcery for red and blue, and it says target creature you control gains Myriad until end of turn.
Oh my gosh! I saw Linda Kandarian Queen. She looks creepy. Corporeal projection. Okay.
So here we are. Overload. Everybody's favorite kicker cost. So this says target creature you control gains Myriad until end of turn. Overload is where you change every instance of target to each. So each creature you control gains Myriad till end of turn. And Izzet or Grixis, this is some bullshit, 100%. Grixis has a lot of things that trigger on attack. So if you're or ETBs, so if you're attacking and ETBing all these things, it's no thanks, pass. That's going to be a great card. Izzet Spellslingers Unite. We got two more here, and then I'm going to pass the mic over to Tom. We have Suppressor Skyguard. This is an Azorius card that I'm pretty hyped on, Tom. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I'm going to put it in any decks. Might go in my Jeskai Flyers decks, but I'm pretty stoked on it right now. It is a 4 cost. It is a 2/4 there. Flying. Whenever a player attacks you, if that player has another opponent who isn't being attacked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to you this turn.
Wow. Okay. Time out. That would be perfect in my Azorius starter deck that I was given for a Christmas present.
Sure. Yeah.
Because all it cares about is attacks.
Tom, this is good in any Azorius deck. It's fine. It's just great in any Azorius deck because it goes, hey, what about them? Which is all Azorius wants to do. It's all about lawfulness. It's all about making sure everything's even.
Bullshit.
Uh,
Bullshit.
It's going right into my Jeskai Angels deck. Last but not least, we have some anti ETB with Doorkeeper Thrall. We had this on Elish Norn. It costs that Elish Norn costs 6 to cast. This is flash flying for 2. Artifacts and creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. So you are shutting down any ETBs. It's a stacks piece. You've just turned off your opponent's Dockside Extortionist. You've just turned off your opponent's. What? Tom, what do you got? Now this isn't from Clue. This is from Karlov Manor, but it came out with the Clue spoilers today, so we're talking about it.
I remember a friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, Isaac, and said if you were to actually construct a commander deck at this point in his life, he would just do taxes. He would just do Rhystic Study, Mystic Remora, Smothering Tithe, Land Tax, Thalia. Both Thalias.
Yeah.
And then you put this in there and you're just like, cool. No one is doing shit.
No one plays
like,
the game.
Everyone's paying for everything. What's the flavor? What is the flavor text? Parties at Karlov Manor are strictly invitation only.
So it says no fun for you unless we say so.
So
there you go. That's some crazy. There's some other cards like I mentioned. You're getting the face like Mr. What is it? Mr. Green, Professor Plum. All those were spoiled today as well.
What are the cards that look like criminal files?
Oh, dossier. It's just another treatment for the cards.
Yeah, it's like the mystical archive. I kind of don't hate them.
I don't hate them either. I dig it. I like these alternate arts. I think it fits the theme that they were going for this set. Now, I will say there's another card that got me really excited. It's another Azorius card, Tom. So I'm sorry. Let me look it up here. Let me see here.
Yeah, these dossier cards are
now I can't find it.
Baller looking. Like
there's a new Azorius flyer in the new set. Oh, here it is. Ezram, Agency Chief. 5/5 for 5. Flying. When he enters the battlefield, investigate twice. Pay 1, sack an artifact. He gains your choice of Vigilance, Lifelink, or Hexproof until end of turn. Low key might go in Urza.
Wait, what? What's the card?
What's that?
What's the card?
Ezram, Agency Chief. EZRIM.
We'll see if I got it. Nope.
5/5 for 5. EZRIM. Yeah. And there's a dossier version of him as well.
I see him.
So Loki might go in Urza. We'll see what it is. But yeah.
An Archon detective sounds pretty cool.
There is an entire detective sub-theme with Azorius and Esper. And then they also printed one last card. Just going to shout out our friend Mark. They printed out a card that should just be called Mark. Mark Renaudin, because it's called the Quake Mole.
Oh, yeah. It's so powerful for so cheap.
Yeah. You saw this?
It's guacamole.
Anzrag the Guacamole. 8/4 with extra combats attached to him.
For 8/4.
Yeah. 8/4. If he becomes blocked, untap each creature you control after this combat. There is an additional combat. That doesn't say once this turn. Just anytime he's blocked. So if you throw 2 mana, you can throw Lure on him. And for 2 more mana, you can make him indestructible. And you just keep attacking. It's game over. It's a board wipe. Guaranteed. So yeah,
how is that legal?
Magic.
How is this a legal card?
It just is, Tom. It just
That's
is
insane. Like me and my friends saw the new jury, right? The new jury card, or Judith.
Which
It's
one?
the Rakdos girl, The one that's like,
Oh yeah.
and I'm just
The new
like, in my
Judas
mind, I
card.
was like, how does a sorcery get death touch? How does a
Yeah.
sorcery get death touch?
Well,
And
sorceries and instants have been getting lifelink for quite some time, so I'm not totally surprised.
well, that's what I was like, I feel like these are like combat keywords and being attributed onto like spells and sorcery or instants and sorcery. I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, I put death touch on my brainstorm. Like, then it's like, obviously I'm not using it for the proper application. You put it on, lightning or blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, oh, you do it on like each creature gets -1/-1 death touch. I was like, oh, okay. Like you do those like board wipe kind of stuff. I'm like, oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Deal 1 damage to each creature. Oh, by the way, that's death touch damage. Sorry.
Yeah,
Cool.
Jesus.
Tight. All right, that's my news.
Well,
you got,
thank
Tom?
you for that. My news, a game came out recently and took
Yes?
the world by storm. It was promoted for a while, and a lot of people mocked the idea of it. The game is called
Palworld.
Palworld,
Yeah.
which is, as I titled it in the thing, Zack Snyder's Pokemon, because it's Pokemon with guns, apparently.
That's what that was. I was like,
Yeah,
what
because
is
that's
that?
the joke, right? It's like Zack Snyder's anything. It's just the same thing with the gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game's on Steam for $26, and it came out released, and a lot of people mocked it, and a lot of people they don't like it. They don't think it's in the spirit of Pokemon. But you know what? People are also liars. People also will say that they vote for these people and they don't actually vote for them, or they say they don't vote for this person, they actually do vote for this person. Because right now, currently, Palworld is the #1 sold game on computer ever. It beat Cyberpunk 2077 in 5 days. It has sold over 55 million copies. Right now, I have Steam open for this exact number. There's currently, at the time of this show, 1,020,292 people playing, and that's insane. This is after like servers have been like crashing. It's been out for 3 days. It's an early access. For everyone who rolls their eyes at early access because Fortnite did that shit, guess what? Your favorite game last year did that shit for 3 years and became Game of the Year. So that's not a valid
I
argument
love
anymore.
early access.
That's not a valid argument anymore. If you don't like it,
As long
because
as
of
it
that.
eventually, I mean, there was like DayZ, I think, was in early access for
There's
like
so
6
many
years.
games that are still in early access. But yeah, people want to play this game where you could throw Pokeballs at people, you can shoot your own Pokemon, you can kill them. I don't know what else you could do. I haven't played it myself, but it is noteworthy that this game that everyone was like shitting on before it even came out.
Here's what I'll say: Minecraft, Pokemon, and what else would I say? It's Minecraft, Pokemon, and I don't know,
Fortnite,
another survival game.
Oh,
like the Sons of the Forest, something like that. You know what I mean? It's really fun. It's really fun. It's really addicting.
I mean, I wanted to play The Forest.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Well, Sons of the Forest is the second one. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think you can do some pretty fucked up stuff in it, but it's cool because you get these Pokemon, you create a base, and you can give them jobs in your base to like harvest food or create metal for you, and then you can build new weapons, and you can build. It's probably what I'm gonna be doing tonight after we log off here. I'll be.
You play Palworld?
Yeah.
Oh shit, you got it?
It was free on Xbox.
Oh shit.
Game Pass.
Nice. Well,
yeah.
Let us know. Developing story. Corey, report back to us next week.
I will.
With that, we can move on to the second part of the show, which is the questions. For all the people watching, listening, if you would like to send your questions, be part of the show, ask questions, and get some flavor in there, get our hot takes, cold takes, whatever you want. Go check out nerdon.tv/questions. Or you can join our Nerdon Discord at nerdon.tv/Discord. Join the communities there, continue our conversations, share your love for things, but also ask questions in our Discord chats. But what we would love from you just some support, some help, keep the lights on, the servers online. We got podcasts, we got website, some bills we got to take care of. Check out the Nerd On Patreon at nerdon.tv/Patreon. And for as low as $1 a month, you help us out, get that satisfaction, but also you get put ahead of the line and you get to ask questions like Spencer13H.
Oh, hey, shout out.
This is a good one. Beginning of the year, everyone, we all need a little bit of love, a little bit of new habits. Spencer asks, what thing brings you the most comfort right now and why?
That's a good question. What you got, Tom?
What brings me the most comfort right now and why? It is probably it's I've adopted the Corey. I fucking take a bath. I just roll up, I just turn on scalding heat hot water, and I just like submerge myself in a bath, and I'm just like, everyone leave me alone. Like, don't talk to me. I'll be here soaking it up for like.
You doing Epsom salts?
I do some Epsom salts. The Dr.
Bubbles?
Teal's. Yeah, Dr. Teal's.
I'm a bubble man. You a bubble man?
I have no idea.
No bubbles?
No, doesn't the Dr. Teal's make bubbles?
Oh, are you talking about you'd use the Dr. Teal's soap that has some Epsom salts in it? No, I go big time, all out, dude. I bought $40 bath soaps, bath bubbles, like a pack of 2 is $40. They're super nice. Yeah, candles, incense, it's the best. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. It is. That brings me probably the most comfort.
And,
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not the joy, but it's the comfort. It's the I'm home, like fucking criminy. I just watched the movie ISS, and it's about the International Space Station. And there's a moment where a character is having trouble sleeping because they're in zero gravity. And imagine trying to sleep without ever touching something. Right? You're not on a blanket, you're not on a bed, you're just floating, sleeping. And there's a line in there that says like it's really hard when you're not feeling being held. And I was like, that's a really good line. You know, it's a double entendre. It's talking about, you know, the safety of gravity as well as being held down to something. And the comfort of like the warm embrace around my body. You know, because being at home, you feel good. You know, sleeping at a friend's house, going on trips and parties is fun. But, you know, there's the comfort of sleeping in your own bed, shitting on your own toilet, you know, like, you know, and then the comfort of like, I'm submerged in a warm embrace. I'm sorry this is going on forever and ever.
No.
Over the weekend, I actually started watching a lot of John Panette stand-up.
Yeah.
And he does the bit about how he was at a water park and he flew out and he was like Free Willy. And then he does the bit about Michael Jackson's song, the Free Willy song. And then I forget the first line is like, hold me like the River Jordan. And I'm like, that's it. That's all you want is to be held like the River Jordan.
That's it. That's goals right there. That's it. That's goals. Just hold me like the River Jordan.
Then I will then say
I will then say to thee, you are my friend.
You are my friend. But yeah, your extrapolations of why a bath is comforting.
Oh, dude, it's just like it is. I feel like it is the most personal time you can have. You know what I mean? Like even sitting at your desk there, or sitting at my desk, or sitting in the living room where everyone's asleep, there's still that. It's a definite like shared space, open space, or whatever it is. There's still someone can knock on the door. If you're in the bath, that is your time. I do the salts, candles, incense, bubbles. I put on stand up while I'm in the bath. I just sit and watch stand up, or I deck build on like an iPad, and I just sit there and I zone out. It is the best feeling. I have a pillow. I have a bath pillow, Tom. I have a goddamn bath pillow. I'm just missing a robe, and I'm set for life. I never need to leave the bathroom again. But yeah, it's just really comforting. I think, we're also getting older, Tom, and I think the heat is very rejuvenating. It's like my very own Lazarus pit. I feel like when I get out, I'm like, yes,
Yes,
to be young
detective.
again. So yeah, man, it's just like it's meditative. It is. It really is.
But for Spencer 13, if you're looking to adopt some new things and a bath doesn't do it for you, I know you're a lot into the TCG game life. Brewing is kind of relaxing because it is like it's my own pace. I do feel like I'm cleaning up in some ways, but also a little bit of the creativity is coming in of like, oh, what if I do this? And so the imagination comes in. But I do know that sometimes if you're just looking at a wall of text for such a long time, you're just like, I don't want to see shit. Um,
Yeah.
I will also give another runner up of like outside of Bath, organizing your collectibles. I've really enjoyed kind of just going out and not having a plan of what to do when I go out. Like, am I gonna go to the beach? Am I gonna go to this? Am I gonna go to? That's very LA sounding, but it's like, am I gonna go on a walk or am I gonna go for a drive for a long period of time? And it's like, let me just do that and zone out and listen to something or watch something that like I've been wanting to do, like just outside of my house. Um, that kind of is also a thing I've figured. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I kind of like this.
I dig that. We should
Do
go
you
to
have any?
Corner Cottage sometime. That'd be great. Gold fishing is my every night before I go to bed. I'm usually gold fishing decks because I'm like, I don't want to look at a phone. I don't want to look at a screen. But I'm not ready to go to bed yet. Like it's still like an hour before bed. I don't want to be in bed that early because I won't fall asleep. So I'll goldfish decks and turn off screens and stuff for like an hour before bed. And it's really again meditative. I'm just kind of in my own zone, trying shit out, finding cards. I'm like, you know what? I don't like this card. Let's put in this card. Let's try this out. And that's kind of what happened last night with the great purge of all my decks. Is I was goldfishing and I was like, you know what? I don't like the way Alex looked at that Miram deck. I don't want to make people feel that way. Miram's gone, and then it just dominoed into all my other decks. So,
Get it.
yeah, good answers.
Um, Second question of the night, and this is the point where I'm gonna let the chat know that if you guys want to add some questions in, put them in the chat, and then we'll get them after these pre-baked questions. Um, Next one comes from T Dog 8282. I think this comes from
Shout
last
out.
week. We didn't ask this, but I think it was submitted last week on our Discord, which y'all could check out.
Mm-hmm.
What's a song that you like from a music genre that you don't like?
A song that I do like from a music genre that I don't like. That's a good question. I mean, all I'm thinking about is country, but I'm also thinking about not necessarily music genres that I don't like, but also music genres that I don't actively listen to. Not necessarily meaning I don't like, but maybe I haven't like dipped my toe into.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what? I'll do this just to make it spicy. There is a. If you have an answer, let me look this up real quick. Let me look this up.
Um, I would say, there's like different degrees, right? Obviously, like I'm gonna be more of a pop rock R&B kind of guy. Maybe some now as I'm getting older, it's like becoming that bossa nova, lo-fi, jazzy shit. But
Mm-hmm.
like I know which genres I stick to, and I know what genres I tend to like. I tend to like most genres, but I know for a fact I just generally go towards it. So in the same vein of your question, of your suggestion, um, like I'm thinking of like techno songs like I used to really like as a kid, but as an adult I'm like, why would I listen to this now? Other than like
It's
I'm
so aggressive.
running, I'm editing something that can't use lyrics,
Mm-hmm.
and putting it in there. Um, so I'm thinking like Smack My Bitch Up by Prodigy. Like I really like that song, but I'm like I would never listen to any other techno song. Like I just have no reason to go to it, right? When I
Yeah.
could listen to like some fucking oldies or some shit. Oldies.
Mm-hmm.
And truly
Uh,
oldies like Otis Redding, you know, like
yeah. Like some old jazz standards and stuff. For me, I found it. It is a K-pop song. Don't dislike K-pop, just haven't dipped my toe into it. Clearly, I do like it because I like this song. It's called "Pop Stars" by a band called KDA. Uh, it is so incredibly catchy. I found it on Beat Saber. That's how I found the song, and it was just like it was in a level. It came on, and I was like, found myself singing it later, and I was like, shit, I need to find this song, and it is on a playlist I have called Found Songs, which is just songs I hear out and about, and I'll like Shazam it, add it to a playlist. Uh, but yeah, it is so damn catchy. But I would say that's the genre I have not explored.
I was gonna say, I think if Ethan, who's still in the chat, if not later in the Discord, they're gonna just give you as many suggestions as they possibly can because I think they're the ones that are in tune with that. KDA, the League of Legends K-pop band. There you go.
I have no idea. This song,
do,
Pop Stars, is so fucking catchy.
I think I showed you that one night. They have a bunch of music videos from the League of Legends characters, and I think it's from them.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Yep. That,
There
yeah,
you go.
because I was like, Tom, there's this song I gotta show you.
Put it
You're like,
all on
"There's
the Discord,
music
all in the
videos
music
for Train."
section.
But
Next
yeah.
question?
Good question. Yeah.
Yeah, good job, T-Dog. Ethan who?
All right, what's up?
This is the Corey question. If you were to describe yourself with an MTG color, what would it be?
Oh, dude, Esper all day. Esper
Is that
all
a color
day.
or is that a color?
Oh, you're right. Out of the 5 colors.
Describe yourself. Don't let other people like, oh, I see you as this.
No, I know. I'm trying to think because like, you know what's interesting is I don't think I am the colors I play. Right? Because like control and you know, what is white would be
Azorius?
like law. Like, yeah.
Yeah, lawful. Order.
Order and control is not, it's not who I am at all. It's what I love to play in Magic, but if I had to describe myself as a color, as one of the colors, I don't think I have enough energy or pizzazz to be red, and I don't think I'm emo enough to be black and all about death. So it'd have to be green. I love being outside. I love camping. I love nature. I love things that grow. I enjoy life. So I guess it would have to be green. I also love animals. Like and my favorite thing is misunderstood animals. Shout out to Libby, our friend Edda's dog, who nobody got, and I fell in love with that dog. I love sharks. I love crows. Like, I love all the animals that people are like, crows are so fucking annoying. I'm like, you don't get it, man. Crows are great. So yeah, I guess green would have to be who I am as a person, but Azorius all day.
I'm the same way, because I'm Grixis, but I play a lot of Dimir.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I think I am a very big, like, I love to see the potential and everything and be like, oh, imagine how good this would be. If I just do this, if I can manipulate that, it's very blue. It's very blue. But also I like to be like,
It's also very black.
Black is very powerful. Black is just like, I want power at all costs. And I'm like, I get that. I get that a lot. But I think personally, who I am at my core, mostly, if I were to take myself out of it and just kind of like how I view the world and how I would like to be, I would be red. Because I would like people to like live fast and hard and free spirited and do what they want.
Sure.
And like, you know, be unfettered and you know,
Dig that.
That's how I feel. I think, you know, also a lot of shonen anime has influenced me to be like that fiery spirit kind of character. And so, you know, I just really respect that aspect of being fearless in that regard. And kind of, you know, it's what's that called? It's like is it synchronicity when like you're thinking and doing at the same time? It's like purely autonomous, like autonomous. So I really I think I would love to strive to be that way. Like most times I am very demure, where it's like think of the best possible outcome and like always prepare for like situations. But like I would love to just be like I can do it all without thinking, and it's beautiful, and you know, Zen
Yeah,
master and shit. Um,
sounds
but yeah,
right.
that'd be me. You're right. That's a hard question. That's a hard question.
It is a hard question.
Whoa, thank you, Bad Reprint, for the raid.
Hey.
And thank you for subbing for 49 months. I feel like, yeah, Corey for sure. Yeah, I feel like you would get pegged. Honestly, I think you would get pegged as blue. You wouldn't get pegged
Sure.
as white. I think I would get
I
pegged as,
wouldn't get pegged as blue.
like, I think people would see you as blue.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
by the way you play, like, if they were to choose one, to like, Corey's more blue than white.
Oh, just how I play, what I play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think I would get pegged as black.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Evil man.
But also blue, and but also white. I play a lot of white. I think all my
It's
decks
just
have,
Demir and Azorius.
all my decks have white in it. Oh my god, all my decks since the Great Purge, all my decks have white in them.
I have every single color deck now.
I don't have a single non-white deck now.
There are.
Might have to work on that, Tom. I might have to do something about that. Because I got
have-
Cat Daddy, Urza, Sixth Doctor, which is Bant, Jeskai Angels, and then Foja. Okay. You
Yeah.
just pointed out a vital flaw.
I have Atraxa, Sisay, Slivers, Gwyn, and Bombadil.
Yeah.
All of them have white.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I have like.
Well, you also have
I have
your
Satoru,
mill. Yeah, all your
Zombie,
Dimir
Demir, the Cecil
You have like
Demir
3
deck.
Dimir decks?
Huh?
How many Dimir decks do you have?
Horrors, Satoru, Zombies. Those are the only
That you
Dimir
actually play in the Exile, right?
Yeah, the horror one is the exile one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So those three
Okay.
are the only ones, and then
3.
I have Necron's mono black, Trazen mono black. I'm building a that deterministic mono black, but Grixis, yeah, I have Sauron, the Zevlor, the Nicol Bolas. But I have Gruul decks too. I have the werewolves. I have a dragon deck. I have a 5-color dragon deck. I got a lot of shit. I
gotta do 2 colors that's not blue or white. I gotta figure that out.
That's why I'm trying to do Treebeard next. I'm trying to see, like, can I make a fucking Selesnya deck? Because now I have an Azorius deck. I have the Sphinx deck.
Fire.
Yeah,
The flyers.
Yeah, the fire flighters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all the pre-binned questions. I see a question from Mamba.
All right.
Here, and let me go ahead and copy that down so that I can actually read it. Question. This is from Mamba in the chat today. Again, anyone can ask a question after this one. Quickly pick any random MTG deck that you have and choose one card from it. Why is it the best card that represents your deck? And what would you do if the card manifests itself?
Manifests itself, like becomes real.
Like comes into reality?
Damn.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, my decks aren't in here right now, but I'll just say what it is, and I'll have Tom pull it up on the chat when time comes. No, not now. You're first. You're first, because I got to think about it.
All right. So pick a random MTG deck and choose one card from it. One card from it. Okay. Oh.
Not your commander, though.
No, this is the best card. This is my favorite card. This is like, I think I might actually get a tattoo of this card. This one or the other one, and I've played it so much where the pod up north, my friends, every time they see me have blue mana, they're just like, don't. And it's not Cyclonic Rift. It's Aetherize or Aether Spouts. Like everyone
favorite
is like I because I play into this like I'm swinging, you're swinging, I'm swinging, you're swinging, I'm swinging, I aetherize. And you're like, what the fuck? And then so aetherize is 3 in a blue. It's an instant. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. All attacking. So it doesn't have to be they're attacking me. It could be attacking someone else. I can pull favor and be like, hey man, just be cool. Don't stop anything. Just let the attacks come in, and then I'll just throw it back in their hand. And then that person will be almost effectively out of the game. A lot of people like, obviously Cyclonic Rift is the better one because it puts all non-land permanents back into the person's hands, and it's everyone. It's not just attacking, it's just everyone but you. It's asymmetrical. I like Aetherize a lot because it really punishes the aggressors. It punishes people who are like, I'm attacking, there's no stopping me.
Tom has PTSD as well from from someone else.
Oh
He
yeah,
said, I have my magic PTSD.
I'm working through some
of yours."
PTSD. But I like Aetherize a lot. And then the second, the big brother of it is Aether Spouse, which is 3 and 2 blue, and it returns all attacking creatures to either the top or the bottom of someone's deck.
They get to choose.
It lets the player choose, so they can choose. Oh, like cool! I'll put this on the bottom of my deck. I'll put this on the top of my deck. And that's the thing, right? Would you rather put it back in their hand and they don't have a reliquary tower and then they have to discard it, or put it on the top of their deck and now they're like, I have to wait 7 turns before I get that creature back.
Yeah,
and I'm
you
like,
gotta really choose.
Yeah, so I like those cards.
Both destroy token decks.
Yeah, so I find that those cards. I find it like that is more of like a must-have in any deck I play blue. Even though like some of my decks, I'm like, you don't need to be in this deck, but I'm just like, it's like almost my signature card at some points. Like
you know what my
so
signature card is, Tom?
Huh?
You know what my signature card is?
Swords of Plowshares.
Dovin's Veto.
Dovin's Veto. What the fuck is that?
Dovin's Veto. That is in our pod at least. Yeah, I mean you don't get to come out as much. It is I put anytime it's blue and white, this is first card slotted in.
Dovin's Veto. I'm looking it up. I'm
Again,
putting it on the screen.
This is my PTSD from playing with Nate's blue-black control. It's a counter spell that cannot be countered. So no, just absolutely no. I don't think it represents my deck. If I were to do, I would pull Urza as my random deck, and I would say that Sensei's Divining Top is the best. What was the wording? Best card that represents
your
deck.
deck.
What would I do if that card manifests itself? My God, that'd be amazing if I got the Divining Top in real life. So Sensei's Divining Top. Do you know this card, Tom?
Oh yeah, I know this card. Like, if my Satoru deck was actually worth anything, it would be in this deck. It would be in that deck.
Yeah.
Like,
but in an artifact deck, it's stupid, and I'll tell you why. Because I run a lot of cards like this, which say artifacts cost 1 less to cast, and then I run a lot of cards that say you can cast artifacts off the top of your library. So what does those two things do together? I can draw my whole deck, and it's pretty great. You throw in a good Aether Flux Reservoir. Because you're casting that top off the top off the top, and that is counting as your spell storm count. So every time you cast the top off the deck, it's like, okay, now I gain 3 life, now I gain 4 life, now I gain 5 life. Okay, I shoot you for 50. Now I gain 16 life, now I gain 17 life, now I gain 18 life. I shoot you for 50. It's stupid, but it's in there. That is my baby deck. And that's how I win against stacks and how I win against Dimir extra turns control. And that is the deck that Tom and Frank won't play.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
And that's why. So I think that represents the deck pretty well.
If
Aether Spouts manifested itself, Tom, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's what I was like. If Aether Spouts manifests itself, I'm like, everyone dies.
It's tornadoes.
Everyone,
everywhere.
No one survives. Like, I mean, I guess if I don't attack it, we're fine. But like, it's a storm.
True.
How does it know what's not attacking it?
Yeah.
Good question. Good
like
question. Any more questions from the chat? We got time for one more. I have to see if we have another question. Did we ask this? Did we answer this question? from the end of the
Tom,
year.
I got a question then here for you. It
Mm.
is Magic related, just because we're on the topic, and y'all can't see my desk, but it is. I'm in the middle of reorganizing everything, and it's just covered in Magic cards. It's on the forefront of my mind. Very Magic heavy podcast today. If you could, and I'll do the same for you. If you could pick a 2-color deck for me to run, I'll pick one for you. What would you like to see, and why? What would you like to see me build? Challenge me to build, and why?
Boros.
Boros?
Boros.
Hmm.
Because I want to build a Boros deck, and I've seen Boros decks, and I think I want to do Hoffrey.
Yeah. Oh, for you, Boros.
Yeah, but then I don't know how you would do
for
it.
me.
Yeah, I know, but I want
oh.
to do because I don't have a Boros deck. But I'm like, because I feel like Boros, gets a lot of like it's artifact heavy, or it's like
I had a Boros deck. Do you remember?
you had a Kalia deck.
Boros. It was the Oops All Swords Boros deck.
Did I? I don't think I played it.
You played it once. It was with Astor, and he would enter the battlefield and I'd look at the top 6 and choose an equipment. But if I've actually been thinking about building Boros for a while, and it's where the Jeskai Angels started was going to be Boros, and then it switched over to include blue because I was like, oh, but it's so good. All right, and then for you, I think a fun color combination to see Tom build. 2 colors. I can't decide. I'm deciding between 2. I think I want to see Tom do Gruul,
Oh, I have 2 cool decks.
but also I think Golgari would be cool.
Ooh, Golgari
That's my,
is
like,
something
top
I've been
one.
wanting to get into.
Yeah.
But I'd be the
think
worst
Golgari-
person to play Golgari.
Why?
Because dredge I would just dredge everything.
That's good. That's good Golgari playing.
Dredge and descending. And it's like, oh, this is just broken. This is broken.
It is.
But you know what? I told Mark this. I'm getting a little scared. I think I'm becoming an Aristocrats player.
Becoming the next Frank, huh?
Because every deck I have that has black, Butcher Malakir's in there.
Just cause.
Because I'm just like, oh, black cares about things dying. And like, again, when you play, like the trick to what I found to truly, really enjoy playing colors I don't normally understand or I don't play with, you really have to indulge in those colors. If you don't, it's like, I think Lady Danger said it. It's like, if you don't believe in the color, you're just like stopping it in its momentum. Like if you don't try to draw and you're in blue, or you don't try to like counter and be reactive in blue, you're not playing blue to its full extent. If you don't try to ramp or slam a big thing in green, you're not going to get that.
Drew said that to me the other night. He was like, he goes, it's frustrating but refreshing to play with you, because like you're one of the only people in the group who plays counter spells. He's like, so in those 5-person pods, he's like, it's nice to have in the 5-person pod, because he's like, no one else. It's like you and Peter, and that's it. No one else plays counter spells. And I was like, I love blue. I let blue do its thing. But you're right. It's totally what it is. If I didn't, I would be not believing in the colors.
No, and I've really come to like respect green in the fact of like, oh, they destroy a lot of shit too. They have a lot of enchantment removal, a lot of creature removal. I was like, okay. Then I was like, good for you. And I wish. I mean, black does have a lot, but I feel like what black should have is a lot of cheaper ones.
Yes.
Because Swords of Plowshare and Path to Exiles are insane. And I don't think black has anything
one
equal
mana?
to that. Yeah, and black has nothing equal to that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, it doesn't. Not even close.
And it should still be destroy, because, that's going to be white's advantage because I exile.
But y'all got Grave Pact.
Yeah, we have edicts effects, and so like I love those. Dictate of Erebos.
Dude, I'll tell you what. The other night when we were playing, I did a very silly thing. Joseph had Coma out. I don't know, Coma makes the snakes indestructible. And I played Soul Shatter, which is everybody sacks the highest mana value creature they have.
I love that card.
And then I played Animate Dead on Coma. And it was 5 mana to just, and it was so fun. Was not. I don't. Was it the best move in the? No, didn't advance my game plan really.
But he
But
wait, he put it into the grave.
it wasn't his commander. It was just in
Oh,
his deck.
wow,
So
part of the
he had
99.
to, and then I was like, and then I animate dead coma, and he was like, "Yep, yeah, all yours." And I was like, "Okay." Then I passed turn. There you have it. But anyway, okay. So Golgari for Tom, Boros for Corey. Got it.
But this is the
I
thing.
am
I'll say
doing
this.
Naya.
I am very now interested. Like normally I'd play very specific type of commanders. Now I'm very interested to be like, okay, I've been avoiding elves. Let me see what elves do. Or I'm like,
You want to see? Let me play Voja against you and see what you think.
oh, I know elves are great. I know elf balling is a thing, but I'm just like I avoid them because I'm like I don't want to get into it. But I'm like I'm not respecting the breadth and buffet that's available to me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, oh, vampires, zombies, demons, and I'm like, Tom, you're literally avoiding angels, clerics, elves, and I'm like, fuck them. Then I'm like, some of them are really good. Artificers, I'm like, some of them are really good.
Those are great. You kidding me?
I like, you know, I really like. I like the Vaishino artificer that's coming up from
Yeah.
Murder's Karlov. Or is it Murder Karlov
Yeah.
or Ravnica? The one that's like you sack stuff and then you can then play like unlimited amount of stuff. It's an spell slinger.
Oh, that's coming out. You talking about the one that's like 7 mana?
I think so.
That's Karlov. It's Karlov. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't find it, but anyways, all right. We've been talking a lot of Magic. It's 9:00. Everyone,
Yep.
thank you for indulging us in this. Ooh, T Dog had a question. I'm gonna copy this down and I'm gonna put
went
this
to
into
bed.
the
Yeah,
chat for next time. I'm assuming this is about Magic stuff, so
Yeah.
we'll save that. There. Everyone, thank you. Let's go ahead and find someone we could raid. If you want to check out some stuff, we got some new shorts of pack cracking I put up on YouTube coming up soon.
Very nice. Very nice.
Anyone got anyone we could raid? Battery print? Any suggests?
Let's see.
Come back for Thursday. I'll be playing some more Baldur's Gate. We are no longer hanging out with the spiders. We are where are we at now? I think I'm trying to I got the horn for the orc guys, so they're gonna come fight whenever I need them to. I just don't
Nice.
know who they're gonna fight. I gotta find the Goblin King so that my tieflings people can leave and go to Baldur's Gate because the druids are like, we don't like tieflings. And I'm like, why? What did they do? They're just like, the tieflings are practically just hobos. I feel so bad for them. They're just like literally homeless people, and there's like the druids don't like us, and like the queen druid lady's like, I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. I was like, okay,
Oh,
okay.
She's
Like,
not the real one in charge. That's why.
well,
I mean,
because
she
she's
is
trying
right
to
now.
prove that she's in charge, and like everyone's like, she's going crazy, and I'm like, hey, look, I get it, girl. You made a grab for the throne. I don't think I'm ready to fight you yet, so I'm gonna just get out of your way. I'll come back when
She
I'm
tried to
more
kill a
powerful.
child.
Huh?
She said she tried to kill a child.
Yeah, and I literally I did all the persuasion and mind control shit, and I was like, cool, you don't do that. And she was like, and then like I later on came back, I was like, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to keep people in line. She's like, you talk to me about mercy, but you also understand what it's like to take a life. I'm like, I do, bitch. And what? And then I was like, we out.
We out here.
I rizzed it up. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and raid Octopanther playing Guilty Gear Strive.
There you go.
Thank you everyone for sticking with us on this Monday night. Hope you guys are doing well, staying warm. It's cold this season. We will see you soon. We will see you next week.
Yep.
Until then, you all know the drill. As always, nerd on.
Nerd on.